Office space evolution in Leeds, flexible work and demand shifts. Let's face it, Leeds isn't what it was 10 years ago, and I mean that in a good way. If you'd told me in 2014 that businesses would one day fight over converted mills in Holbeck rather than scramble for glass boxes on Wellington Street, I'd have laughed. Loudly. But here we are, and oh boy, how things have changed. Remember when grade A office space meant one thing: long leases, corporate carpets, and the occasional dodgy kitchen with a kettle from 1996? Well, throw that image out the window, preferably from the 8th floor of some steel and glass skyscraper, because Leeds is no longer playing by the old rules. What's happening? Post-pandemic, remote work became the norm, or at least hybrid became the buzzword of the decade. I've had clients walk into viewings and say, "We only need 2 desks, but a lot of breakout space, natural light. Oh, and something that looks good on Zoom." No joke. Image is everything now. Even the big boys, law firms, digital agencies, consultancies, they're downsizing. Not because they're struggling, but because their teams are asking, why do I need to commute 5 days a week when I do deep work better at home? And you know what? Employees are listening. So what are they going for instead? Flexibility, baby. Think co-working spaces in the Northern Quarter, exposed brick in the South Bank, even quirky setups in Chapel Allerton. Yes, outside the city core. Flex spaces with monthly rolling contracts are suddenly sexier than fixed 10-year leases. A few years ago, that would have sounded mad. In fact, I had a letting last autumn where the tenant was a fintech startup. They insisted on a 6-month rolling agreement, lounge seating, a podcast corner, and space for a cold brew coffee tap. And the landlord agreed. That would have been unheard of pre-2020. Operators like Bruntwood, Wizu, and Spaces are cleaning up. They're quick, adaptable, and their interiors scream Instagrammable productivity. I toured a site last month that had hammocks and standing desks in the same room. I mean, what even is that? A jungly-themed workflow utopia? Meanwhile, traditional landlords, especially those stuck with rigid Cat A spaces, are panicking. I've seen empty floors on Park Road that haven't moved in 18 months. Honestly, some are being forced to retrofit lounges and call booths just to get a nibble. They've got the upper hand, at least for now. We're seeing a flight to quality where only the best designed, amenity-rich buildings are getting attention. Think roof terraces, wellness rooms, bike spas. Yes, it's a thing. And barista bars. If your building doesn't have these, good luck. And smaller firms? They're loving it. Flexible leases give them agility. They can scale up or down without the chains of long-term commitment. It's a game changer for startups and creatives who would have been priced out of city center locations 5 years ago. But wait, there's more. There's also a weird uptick in suburban interest. Places like Horsforth and Moortown? I'm seeing demand for converted lofts and garages being pitched as micro HQs. One chap even asked if he could turn a garden annex into a part-time boardroom. He could. We sorted it. Honestly, more fragmentation, more customization, more landlords asking, how do I get on the flexible bandwagon before it's too late? The Leeds office market is evolving fast, and if you blink, you'll miss it. Bottom line, if you're clinging to the old model, sterile white boxes, decade-long leases, and zero personality, you're gonna be left behind. The new office, it's got soul. It's got flex.